and welcome to the Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast. Well, we come here first to quench it. Well, you can come here first to quench your reality thirst, and where we put the real and the tea in reality. I'm your girl Lana, your resident diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I am currently just drinking water because hydration is important and water gives you clear skin. So, yes, yes, ma'am, that is what I'm doing. But if I was drinking anything, do y'all happen to know what I would be drinking it in? Probably my cup mug. My cup mug. Da-da-da-da-da.
Cup mug.
Da-da-da. Which I know for a fact both members of this team on this panel have a cup mug and they have one, they just don't have it with them. So that's okay, but they have one. So all the cool kids have one. So you should get you one too, period. And you know where you can get that at? You can get that at lanagcreations.etsy.com. And we do ship internationally. So there are no excuses. I'm talking to you, world, because we're talking about Big Brother, but I'm talking to everybody in the world. So get you a cup and all your other official cup merch. Period.
Looking at you, Latvia. I don't know. I'm picking a country out of my Regardless,
Sure.
hi, I'm Brook, your airbending, Pokemon training, nerdy son of a bitch. No, child of a bitch. God, I misgendered myself. Oops. Regardless, I am here to talk about Big Brother because, dear Lord, last night couldn't have been more deflating for me. So, and I'm drinking nothing because I finished my drink earlier and I haven't gotten up to get anything new yet.
Hi. I'll see you soon, pig. It's Esme. I'm drinking cran raspberries juice out of this glass because my cup mug is currently getting cup washed in the dishwasher.
Period.
Because we gotta keep it clean.
I was about to say, always keep your cup mug clean. Period.
The I'll see you soon pig for me. Oh my god.
I mean, I'll see you soon, pig. It is what it is. And since we're talking about that, we're gonna jump right into Big Brother because a lot happened and craziness ensued, and now we're here. We're here today. So let's go back into. I'm just gonna do Thursday's episode because Wednesday's episode was a 2 hour episode. It was the veto. I felt like Wednesday's episode was a bunch of just
filler
fluff.
I didn't even watch it. I haven't watched that episode yet.
I don't even know why it was 2 hours long. Like that didn't need to be 2 hours long. If we were gonna do anything 2 hours long, it could have been Thursdays, and we would have actually saw the whole HOH competition.
But you can't
almost
do that because we have to wait for the premiere of the new groundbreaking reality series, Buddy Games, Lana.
Oh my god!
Every time they did that promo of the Buddy Games, didn't they do that like that same song for one season of Big Brother?
They did.
They did. They did. Oh, this is insane. Nobody wants to talk about. We will not be talking about Buddy Games. I will guarantee you that will not show up on this podcast. We will not be talking about Buddy Games.
All we can say is that Jared won the veto, and and did not use it. That's all you need to know about Wednesday.
Yeah, that was Wednesday. So Izzy and Felicia was the noms. There we go. So Thursday happened. Honestly, I'm sorry that if you were looking for a whole breakdown of what happened on Wednesday, we're not the one to give it to you. I'm sorry. I'm sure there's other more brilliant platforms and that is covering Big Brother that can give you the breakdown on Wednesday's episode. We're not going to do that. Thursday, though, we'll break that one down because Thursday was insane. Up until Thursday night, the house was going back and forth and a lot of stuff, and a big fight happened on a Thursday morning. and it was a
And it was
blow up. But
glorious.
it was I'm not
I love
one to.
If we're
I'm not
talking about the
one to
fight
turn
I
off.
think we are, I missed it because I went to go get food and I came back and was like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, no, I was watching. I was very much seated throughout the whole situation because there was no. I woke up because I went to bed and I'm like, okay, I know what's happening.
Mhm.
Izzy's gonna go. Sure, I'm content with whatever.
Mhm.
And then I woke up and it was like I was in that office parody. I walked in the room and the room was on fire, and I was like, wait a minute, what is happening? It was craziness. So I turned on the feeds real quick because they were like, it's going down. And I'm like, what is happening? And Jared and Corey are arguing and yelling at each other. And Jared is like, you lied. And Corey's like, and you lied. And both of y'all lied. And Matt is sitting there like, what is going on? And so then Jag gets brought in and Sari gets brought in and everybody's
Bowie's
yelling
just
that
there.
Bowie Jane just happened to be there. And I was like, what is Bowie Jane doing there?
Fucking Bowie J.
Bowie Jane was just sitting there enjoying like a slice of pie, watching this all go down.
Before we even talk about the argument, I just want to point out Bowie Jane was not saying anything unless Sari spoke, and then she was just shutting Sari down every time. And it wasn't like she was shutting Sari down every time with fact. It was just Sari tries to make a point, and Bowie Jane's like, no. That was like her entire purpose of that argument.
It was so weird. It was just the weirdest thing. Which, okay, well, we'll talk about that. But it was just so weird to me that was happening. And so then they was just back and forth and fighting and yelling. Then all of a sudden, every alliance is getting blown up. Everybody's alliance is coming out. This was the 7 deadly sins and the family styles and the professors and the all real and the for reals and it was everybody's spot was being blown up, and then people was blowing up people's spots that wasn't even really spots that was being blown up. Apparently, out of nowhere, Mimi and Jag had a final two, and they were like, when did this happen? And Matt was supposed to have these final twos with all these people, and everybody's like, well, when does this happen? And why are you blowing up spots when you are involved in all of these alliances and you involved in these? Well, everybody was involved in alliances. So Sari said, who in here was in one alliance? And Bowie saying, me. I was like, girl, stop lying. You were in like 3 alliances. Stop
But
it.
the funny part is, even though it's not true, she did kind of gag them a bit for about 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, what?
In the Bye Bye Bitches and is in multiple. Like,
she was in, okay, off the top of my head, she was in Bye Bye Bitches and Legend 25.
And the professors, 3.
And the professors. Well, the professors kind of died, but fair enough.
But you were in it. Don't sit here and say you were in one alliance when you were literally in 3 different alliances.
It's not like how many alliances you in currently, because that's a different question.
Right.
But the important ramifications of the argument have now led to Jared basically becoming like a second house pariah. Him and Cam are now like right there.
Yep.
The only person that really wants to work with Jared is Sari, right? And then by extension Blue, because Blue is keeping him close. But we've seen on the feeds today, a little bit of feed spoilers early, sorry. But Blue has said she doesn't want anything to do with Jared now, and she just wants to keep him there. And if she wins HOH, he's going on the block.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's what she said.
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
I wouldn't be upset if she did that. Like,
if she wins the double on Thursday, living. But so Jared is now basically been thrown out of everything from everyone except for Sari. Corey is kind of in a weird spot too, where like he has a bigger target on his back, but I honestly think he got a better formed a good closeness with everybody in that room except for Jared and Sari. So like him, Jag, Matt, and Bowie seem to like all be closer now than they were. And Matt and Jag are also now extremely close after this argument as well. So we have seen a bunch of mess come out. And the only reason we're saying this is because we're assuming it's going to be on the Sunday episode. So,
yeah,
I hope.
I'm assuming. I'm pretty sure it probably will be. And then from all of that,
Because this happened like a little bit before the eviction, right?
yes, they
Like,
they wouldn't have
all the time to edit that. Like,
No,
They
it's definitely
literally
gonna be on
cut
Saturday,
the feeds
Sunday.
off. They literally cut the feeds off at 5 Eastern so they could get ready for the episode.
and they were
At,
still like
6:30,
arguing at that point. Right? They were still
they were still
going back
arguing.
and
Like
forth.
they got cut off in the middle of the argument. It was delightfully funny.
It was definitely going to be. It was definitely something that was just that is definitely gonna be shown on Sunday. We're gonna see that. We're gonna see the fallout of what happened with the eviction, which we'll talk about in this minute. And so all of that stuff is going on, and everybody's like losing their minds. But not everybody is involved in this conversation. There are people who are not in the conversation and are wondering what the heck is going on. Sari is running back and forth, keeping Izzy updated on what's happening, because Izzy at this point is like, am I safe? Am I not? Y'all keep saying I am or I'm not. I'm not, but I am. I don't know. And so Felicia had taken the thing that she was like, I'm good, but I'm not good. Then Matt came and told Felicia, you're good. So then from that moment, Felicia was like, oh, well, okay. Well, then I'm good. If Matt is telling me I'm good, I'm good. Blah, blah, blah. Still, they just had recently told Mimi what the deal was with the votes, because they were not going to tell her at first, but then they decided that they will tell her. But at the last minute, it just was so crazy. So Blue, America, Mimi, Felicia, and Izzy and Cameron are the only people not in this conversation.
It's a half-house meeting.
Half of a house meeting. So they're the only ones not involved in the conversation. But either way I go, this crazy thing happened. They cut the feed, so we didn't see what else happened. Episodes happens, and the vote happens, and it went how I thought it was gonna go. I thought that that's how I thought it was when I went to bed. That's what I'll say. That's how I thought it was gonna go when I went to bed. I didn't know if anybody was going to do like sympathy votes or anything. But by a vote of 8-1, Izzy is gone.
The one being Sari.
And Sari asked Felicia if she would be okay if she gave Izzy a sympathy vote because they knew what was going on. Felicia was like, yeah, that's fine. I understand. She was like, because it just would look weird for me not to give her a vote. Da da da. And there we go. But Izzy's exit to me was Esme kind of gave it to us at the beginning. A little bit of
so it's revealed that Izzy goes home in an 8-1 vote, and she stands up. She hugs some people. She hugs like Felicia, who's right next to her. Obviously, she didn't vote her out. Hugs other people. Cameron goes in for a hug, and she like kind of stops him and pushes him back a little bit. Not really pushes him, but kind of like taps him, and then she goes, "See you soon, pig." And as she walks past Corey, she goes, "You too, pipsqueak," and then walks out the house.
Yeah.
And there's been discourse on Twitter today about that exit. Y'all, she didn't even say anything mean.
No,
it was nothing bad. It was kind of funny. I'll be honest.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
People were like, "Oh, I should call him a pig." I'm like, in a pig costume. Like, what more do you want from her?
I've been so annoyed with this, with the fandom on Twitter this season, and I don't know why. It's this season. It feels like they're a little more irritable than they've been in past seasons, at least from what I'm seeing, where everything that anybody says, it's nasty bullying, attacking somebody, violent, anything under the sun, because they look at somebody and it's like they're being recorded 24/7. They're not always going to be the nicest people, and they're also fighting for they're fighting for money. Like, you would say the same thing. Like, not everybody can say that they've never talked shit about somebody. Like, that's a thing. And I think the thing that annoyed me the most was people being like, "Oh, she like attacked him." It's like, that wasn't a physical attack. Like, she just it's people are like, oh, she should have been removed. I'm like, she was getting removed from the house. She just walked out the game. Like,
I'm about to say she was already evicted.
And
I
it's
mean,
not like it's like a light, like it was like that. And
she was
people
like, "Bop, hey, like, hey,
people are
buddy,
like, oh, we heard
like,
the impact.
do
It's like,
anything."
people are like, oh, we heard the impact. It's because their mic is on their chest.
First of all, if these people are going to be this salty and this sensitive with this season, these people would never have survived early Big Brother. They would have never
And the
survived the foolishness
it's
of
the
other
same
Big
people
Brother.
asking for old Big Brother, the old Big Brother with the same.
They don't want that. They don't want
And then
that.
when they get even us, not even us, like 2% of that, they are in uproar because it's not. They're not acting like it's a
You're
Disney
so
Channel version of Big
mean.
Brother, and it's like this is not the Disney
Exactly.
Brother. Like this is actually Big Brother. Like this is
They-
not total drama. This is actually like real people.
Like these are real people with real
it's like total
feelings.
drama. They're mean. Like
they're not. They act like they want Big Brother. They are not ready for the old school Big Brother, because back old school Big Brother. Old school Big Brother, you talk so much crap about each other to their face, behind their back. You say stuff that's off the wall crazy. Like people were saying things and calling folks out their name, their face, and out the. We had a dramatic exit.
That like praise Ica, but like they would hate Ica on this season.
They would hate Ica they would hate Ica on US Big Brother because she's so mean. But we are the rudest group of people in the world. When we want to get at people, we talk horrible crap about people.
The other thing I've noticed too with this particular, like, watching Twitter explode every day, because I'm on all the time, just scrolling. Because I'm not much of a watcher of feeds, but I keep up with feeds. I keep up with updates. I watch the fight because the fight was everything. But outside of that, I don't really watch feeds. So when I'm seeing people talk about like insert this, and this, and I'm seeing a lot of discord with, it seems like there's really two groups of people. There are the people that are for the AmeriCorps contingent, and then there are people that are for the Fields family, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I am one of the people that is for literally everyone in that house other than Cameron and Jared, okay? So I don't care who wins as long as it is not Cameron or Jared. There are 9 lovely other options in that house that I am totally fine with winning.
And what a great 9-person jury face that would be.
It would be,
because we didn't talk about that yet.
The thing is, there's a possibility that could happen too. That'd be great. But I mean, there are 9 people in that house that if any of them win, I'm thrilled. Okay. I don't like Cameron for the way he's been talking about America and the way he was with Riley. He has given me the ick and some other things on top of that. I don't like Jared for the way he talked about Matt yesterday. I don't like what he said about America either, and just his general misogyny with Blue. Okay, from a person perspective, I am not rooting for them, right? Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna get on Twitter and start like throwing bows with people that are supporting Suri or supporting AmeriCorps, who are both working with one of them right now. Mm-hmm. Well, kind of, you know what I mean? Like, just in general, just let people exist and show up and don't be an asshole. Like, it's not that hard.
It really is not. I just don't like. We've heard the saying, 2 things can be right. Mm-hmm. I could be supportive of Suri, supportive of Matt, supportive of Felicia, supportive of Mimi, supportive of somewhat Corey and sometimes America, and the possibility of Blue, and not like Jared and Cameron, but also cheer for Jared when Jared wins, because I know that's going to keep Suri safe. Like, I don't want Jared to win, but I need whatever's going to keep Suri safe is good.
Like the last, so moving into what happened, like, so after Izzy got evicted, they went to the wall comp, which was a record-breaking 40 minutes, I think, or something like that.
We do need to say we are basically done with the Thursday episode.
Well, we'll say this. We'll say this. we are going into the live feeds part of this episode. But I want to say before we jump into that, I want to talk about Izzy. Well, the as Izzy was leaving, like even then, Jared and Corey and was kind of having words after Izzy had left, and Jared was kind of like pumping himself up for the wall, like let's go. And everybody was like, what's wrong? He's so weird. He's so like it was even the tension afterwards. I was like, this is going to be. I was preparing myself for an epic wall comp. I'm like, this is gonna be so good. I'm preparing myself because everybody's hungry, everybody's ready to fight, everybody ready to go in this and do this. We go hold on.
It's gonna be juicy. It's gonna be a delicious steak.
I'm like, good. I got my snacks together. I'm ready to jump on this live. We jumped on live last night just so we can get ready to do this because I was ready for the long haul. I was like, this is gonna be like pressure cooker the sequel. Like I'm ready. And
it was.
We got to the wall and then they went off a commercial and I was like, all right, I'm getting on. So now we're gonna jump into the live feed portion of this conversation. So if you don't want any spoilers, or anything, this is where we say exit stage left. We appreciate you. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us. Oh, I didn't even put a banner up, but it's okay. Follow us on. I didn't even make Esme a banner because I just forgot. But follow us.
Okay. I came in at the last second.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Cup Pod. Then you can follow us on Twitter if you want. Get your merch at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com. Subscribe to the channel. Okay. And we're going to start talking about live feeds in 5, 4, 3, 2. All right. We're going into live feed spoilers, everyone.
Dear Lord, this wall comp was terrible.
I hope you're ready for nothing.
Ugh.
I mean, I'll be honest. We know the wall comp. You know, it's an endurance comp, right? Or supposed to be, but it's never gonna last as long as pressure cooker, just because of like the logistics of you are on a wall. It's all about your grip and like how you're positioned and that sort of thing. Pressure cooker, you just stand there, right? So there is a bit of a distinction. We didn't think it was going to go 14 hours.
No, I didn't think 14 hours, but I was at least thinking 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
At minimum, I thought an hour, but it wasn't even an hour. Is this like the shortest wall comp in maybe U.S. history?
It was one of the shorter ones. Oh, I know the one, if we count Celebrity, the one that Omarosa won was pretty short as well. But I mean, regardless of anything, we need to acknowledge that, you know, going into this, there were definitely some odds-on favorites based on like previously who had done well in the wall comp. A lot of people thought America and Mimi and Corey and Blue were like the 4 people were saying, yeah, these are probably one of these people is probably going to win the wall comp. And I'll be damned if after Felicia and Sari, if America and Mimi weren't the next 2 people to drop out.
I was like, what?
Damn. Also, we are still in the pre-jury phase. We didn't touch on that. So how do you feel about that?
Yes, because we're going to get a 7-person jury this season. And so we still got, 2 more people have to leave.
But like technically 1 week because it is a double.
Well, it's going to be a double next week, which I'm very happy about. The house guests don't know about it. But...
A pre-jury double. We have never, in the history of BBUS, had a pre-jury double. Ever.
I'm very excited about that.
I'm excited.
I love to, because we used to seeing the double eviction happen in there in the jury, and they're going, "Who's coming in behind me?" Now, no, you're just going home.
Who's coming out behind me? Who's
coming out behind me? Exactly.
Like,
it's just so insane.
I think this is a really fun idea because it's, you know, this season has a bunch of hints to previous seasons, and I know the house guests are gagged that they have to wait 2 more eliminations until they are in the jury phase, because originally some of them would have started playing more aggressively now. But now that changes up how they play because they're not in the jury phase yet.
I'll be honest, I think Corey might have started gearing up for that but that yesterday before the eviction, where Corey, has this altercation with Jared, right? Pulls some people together, right? He's like, okay, now I'm in the jury, so no matter what, I'm at least made it to the jury phase, right? And I think he was picking up that aggression, and now it's like, ooh, you're a little bit worried now. But yeah, so I'm excited because I've always thought Jury of 9 was kind of mid compared to Jury of 7. Mainly because a lot of the time it's like it's been a while, we're only around like day 40, day 50 right now. I'm not exactly sure the exact number. But the game's ending on day 100, and if you're the first juror in a jury of 9, you're going out next Thursday. It's been over a month and a half since you were in the house, and you're only going to be getting secondhand info from the people that are in the jury.
Mm-hmm.
So jury of 7, they're more informed. It's going to be tighter, and it also provides people with less wiggle room. And I love to hear and see that.
Agreed.
Yeah. I understand why it's been bigger because it's been bigger cast, so it makes sense to up the jury phase for most seasons, because if it's a cast of 16, it made sense not to wait until like almost half of the cast was gone to start jury.
I mean, that's another thing I love about it, though, is that it makes jury feel more important, because this particular season, there was a 17-person cast. You're getting to the point now where, you're losing everybody pre-jury, right? There's going to be 8 people on this cast that didn't make it to the jury. So the 9 people who did, that makes them feel more important. Like they accomplished more to get, it makes the jury feel like it was more of an honor to be on. Whereas there are plenty of players in the past, like, when was the first time they did jury of 9, 16, right? That have not felt like a juror, like there have been that people that just kind of existed that were on the jury.
For sure. It's gonna be interesting to me. I'm actually very excited to see 2 more people
I think
dip up out of here before the jury starts.
One reason I've been really okay with it is that it means on Big Brother 18, both Davon and Zakiel would have not been jurors.
Yeah.
No, he's the exception. That's the one that obviously should have been, and not
exactly.
Exactly.
Right. Like,
look, obviously.
Because that would have meant Paulie was in the jury house with just Zakiel, and nobody wants to see that segment.
Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that at all.
It would have been just Bridget and Paulie in the jury house.
Okay, actually, I do kind of want to see Bridget and Paulie just argue that way.
but anyway.
It also changes up who wins, because then Paul would have won.
Yep.
And then Paul would have been on All Stars too.
And wouldn't have been on the next season. See,
would have been on my team. Lordy, the amount of things that change if we just start doing Big Brother.
A mess. But we get to the wall comp. Wall comp is happening, and like we said, Reed falls first, Felicia falls next, America falls, then Mimi falls, then Corey falls, then Matt falls, then Jag falls, then Matt falls, then all of a sudden, literally out of nowhere, Bowie, Jane, Blue all fall at the same time, and Jared falls right behind him. But Jared was the last one on the thing, so Jared is now the dude.
They fell within like 5 seconds.
Literally 5 seconds of each other. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Look,
I mean,
I said
we
this
don't know
when...
if the deal. I didn't hear a deal get cut or anything.
No, none whatsoever.
I know. Let's be honest. Bowie didn't need a deal, so if he did cut one, choices.
Look, I said this when Cameron won HOH. I'm not a big fan of him, but I am excited because it means the pendulum is swinging back into the power of the people who were just kind of at the end of this Izzy vote, who were kind of fucked with this Izzy vote. So as much as I don't love Jared, I'm excited because it brings, I'm team good TV. Like, that's the thing. It's like, I want good television. And I will say this season has been very fun to watch, although also mildly infuriating at points. And I think this will continue that, where it's like, oh, now these people who just kind of set themselves up good as they thought they were going into the jury phase they're at the scramble again because now all of a sudden one of the outsiders that they did not hope was going to win just won.
Yep. And now you have to go back and make sure that your name is not on the mini list of targets that he could possibly have,
Yep.
because he owes none of you anything at this point.
6. The only people who should feel safe this week are Blue and Suri.
And,
Do a lesser
and Felicia and Mimi.
True.
To a lesser extent.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I could see a crazy world where like some invincibility comp went up and he had to put up Mimi, but like that's not gonna happen, so we don't have to worry about it.
Mhm.
For me, the big thing that's really happening out of this week that I'm really excited about is that we're gonna have to see, you know, are they going to be able to get out Jared's target? Because, you know, it was kind of up in the air go after he won if he was going to go after America or Corey or Cameron. Some people thought he might even just go after Jag because it would be easy.
Mhm.
But, you know, he's going for Cameron from what we have seen on the feeds and what he talked to Suri about it. He is basically telling everybody that. And, you know, if Jared was just telling Matt and a few other people that he was going after Cameron, I would maybe be a little sus of it. But he's telling Suri that, like,
Mhm.
yeah, going after
And it's
Cameron.
like, the thing is, with Cameron, he was able to lie to everybody because it didn't really matter at that point to him. But I don't see Jared lying to Suri about who his target would be. If he was going to be honest to anyone about who his target was going to be, it would be Suri. And
Exactly.
I will not be upset if he takes out Cameron, because you know what? Then he can go out next week.
Well,
Yeah.
and the beautiful part of this is no matter what happens, we're losing 2 people on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever we lose, right, those are going to be our last 2 pre-jurors, and then we're going to be at Final 9. And that's going to be nuts. Because, I mean, we talked about it. This season has felt like it has went on for 5 years, much less a month and a half.
God, it's only been a month and a half.
It's been a month and a half. And we've had 5 proper evictions, right? Plus redacted being removed from the house, right? So
plus the Jag one that would have been in a, you know.
Yeah, exactly. We've been through 6 weeks in the house. 6 weeks. It feels like it has been forever.
Like, Kirsten doesn't even feel like she was on this season at this point to me. Like,
she literally wasn't on the season. Okay, but I mean, before we even talk about like all the things that have happened in the house since Jared won HOH, let's just discuss. No matter what happens this week, this pre-jury has been phenomenal from a like entertainment game perspective. It has been incredible. I have loved every second of it.
Yeah, I mean, just think about like, Izzy's the first person to be evicted since Kirsten that did not win a competition this season. Which is, I think, I don't know if we've had that before, where it's been that kind of big of a gap where that many people who went out pre-jury have won something, have had a win under their belt. So I think that's interesting too, is because like all these people have been really fighting. This has been a very dynamic season, and it's been very fun to watch. Although again, infuriating at points. I think moving forward, that we're still in the pre-jury phase will be very interesting to see how this week moves, because it's only one more. We'll be in jury this time next week.
Yeah. What I feel like is that this pre-jury has been interesting. It's been very entertaining. I've enjoyed watching it. I've loved the ebbs and the flows, the ups and the downs of it all. Because as much as I love Suri, I'm kind of at the place where I would rather see great TV and the power shifting back and forth, and to just be like, oh, but I still want Suri to win, but I also have other favorites that I'm like, I want them to, to get far and win this even possible. Like, I would love to see Mimi win. I would love to see Felicia win. I would love to see Matt win. So it's people who I would want to win other than Suri. So I'm like, I just want to see great TV, the ups and the downs of it all, and they've been giving us that in this pre-jury. So if this is pre-jury, wait till jury kick in and folks got to start doing jury management, because already right now people don't trust each other.
Right.
So now they have to start thinking about jury management in the next next week, starting next week. They have to start thinking about now when I send people out the door, I can't send them out the door like I've been sending them out the door because they've been sending folk out the door lying and betrayals and not caring. Like, we know we lied to you. You know I lied to you. So it is what it is. You can't do that going out because I kind of feel like this is going to be one bitter jury. These people are so emotional and so like all over the place. They are going to be very.
The only person I can see not really being a bitter juror is Mimi.
Yeah, well, but even she getting her moment, but I think she'll be able to process it. Bowie Jane gonna be very emotional. Like, her vote is gonna be who I like more, who treated me the best when I was in the house, who sent me out the door feeling good about myself. Like, I can see that. Same thing with maybe America and Corey might not be bitter because they're
depending on how they go out, it could depend on.
Well, but I can. Based on how Corey reacted to the Izzy thing that happened last night, which granted she didn't even say anything to him, but like Cameron was in the bathroom with Corey, like bench, was in the bathroom. Cameron's saying she's so classy and all this mess and being very sarcastic, and Corey's like, she didn't have to be classy. We betrayed her and took her out of the game. I understand why she's upset. Exactly, because, and again, people have been all up in arms of whether about Corey in America versus Suri and that contingent and all that mess on Twitter. Like, can we not just agree that as long as these people don't do anything morally heinous, rooting for anyone in the house, pretty much within reason, outside of two people, is totally fine.
I mean, but see, this is what I found very interesting. This coming from the man who was calling people dumbasses all week, calling people talking down to everybody all week. You're so classy. That's what you are. That you talking about folks behind their backs and calling them all kind of names. But because she told you, she rejected your fake hug and said, "I'm gonna be seeing you next, pig," while you're in a pig costume.
When she was just found out that she was going home and lost out on like this money.
Right. And but you want to say she was class? She ain't got no class.
And you've been saying that, well, you've been safe this whole week because you're the HOH.
And you've been talking about people like a crazy, like a dog, like dogging them out. Nobody is saying that you ain't got no class. I mean, it's just like the fact of the matter is this is a game for $750K. And sometimes that brings out the best and the worst in people. And you're going to have moments where you're being recorded 24/7, where it's not going to be an ideal thing. Like, is he going to look back at some things that she said and she's going to be like, ooh, I shouldn't have said that. Just like everybody is going to have to look back at this show and be like, ooh, dang, I said that. That was foul.
That was that wasn't great.
That wasn't great. And I need, but in the context of we're playing this game, number one, with a bunch of folks I did not know up until we got here. And now I'm playing for $750,000. I'm not going to always be my best. Like, I like to pride myself on being someone who is a nice person, who's, well-mannered, level-headed. But if you put me in that situation, I might say some things that you'll be like, I don't say that.
If you were to live with 16 other people, you're not going to get along with all 16 people.
You're not. And you're going to go talk crap about somebody. You're going to be sitting in the room somewhere
especially because they're not just your roommates. You're fighting for them over $75,000. You're fighting for them over you're fighting for them over money and making sure that you are able to stay in this house, win competitions, and you're also on edge because you're always like, is this person coming after me? Can I actually trust this person? What's going on in this person's head? So you're like,
you're on game mode 24/7 because you don't know if you really trust the people you really think you want to trust. And it's like that plays with your mind. So I don't know. But other things that have come from this fallout of this, we got a new final two, y'all. Mimi and Felicia have decided that they are going to make a final two and make it official today because they realized that Sari and Jared are playing them and that they were like, but we go keep the brown sugar babes close, but we know that at some point they go come for us, so we need to be ready and come for
Right. So it's like,
them.
it feels like it's a safety precaution
Yes,
because it's like, if I know that Brooke and Lana have a final two and I'm in like a final four with them, I'm going to make a final two with the other person in this final four.
exactly.
And I understand that. And y'all would have like,
That
because I'm
makes
like, oh,
sense.
I can't, like, I'm not going to bring Brooke and Lana to final three because that means the only way I'm getting to final two is if I win this final HOH. Like,
Right.
that's
And
not smart. Sorry. If I were to do that, call me stupid. Like,
and
because
I
I
think
am.
this
Like,
final two is like really good for Felicia's game
Yep.
specifically because Felicia, as much as she was like close to Sari and kind of close with Izzy and has been like fine with Jared here lately, she hasn't really had that one person that she can like keep attached to because I mean, let's be honest, Sari and Jared's number one priorities are always going to be each other. And I mean,
and then it was Izzy.
yeah, and then it was Izzy. So Felicia was always at minimum number 3 on everyone's totem pole in that alliance. And by the time she got around to figuring that out, it was a little bit late, and she almost went home last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Felicia, not only that, she's also clocked the votes, and that Sari voted for Izzy, which she said, you know, somebody vote whatever, but that she got told, I don't remember by who, but I think it was either Matt or Mimi that told her how the vote got flipped and why she stayed. And she's got a sour taste in her mouth from Jared and Sari now.
Yep.
From this past week. So we're starting to see the pieces come together. And I think with Izzy out of the house, I think people are going to start comparing notes a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's another body that could, you know, keep Sari, Jared, and the four of them, right, out of everyone else's mouths. So that way they could all keep that under wraps. But now that Izzy's gone, and Felicia's doesn't really want to be like closely aligned with Sari and Jared, at least the two of them together, right? It's going to be harder for Sari and Jared to minimize their pairing because we've already seen Blue say she's going to put up Jared and Sari if she wins HOH. America's been saying she's going to put up Sari and Felicia for ages, but I guarantee you it's going to be Sari and Jared now after this past week.
Mm-hmm.
Corey's probably going to put up Sari and Jared. Like, we're seeing multiple people are starting to figure things out, and I think this double is going to either be one of the most legendary doubles in the history of the show, or it is going to be so flat. Like, there will be nothing in between.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just going to depend on who wins
Like,
HOH.
And Jared can't win this moving into the double, so the only way I can really see him being 100% safe this moving into this double is if Sari wins.
Yep.
I don't know if she's going to win because we've seen her in past shows. She's not the best at competitions unless it's some knockout thing, unless it's some like trivia thing, like, you know, she could win that. And unless Jared wins the veto, which he could.
I think there's two ways Jared could be safe, but one way besides Sari, and that's if Mimi or Felicia win. Also, because they're trying to keep the brown sugar babes close without, as a safety net for them as well. So I don't think Mimi would put up Jared, and I don't think Felicia will put up Jared. So if Jared wants to stay safe, Sari, Mimi, or Felicia has to win the next HOH. If not, he has to win veto. If you know,
yeah. And we don't know what the veto is going to be, but we've also seen it in past circumstances where somebody who's won a lot of competitions, Michael, gets screwed over in the double because it's so frantic and so fast-paced moving that he wasn't able to get through. It was like the competition where they had to like weave through that thing, right? And if they do that competition again for this double, I don't see Jared winning it.
Agreed. With that comp specifically is it's another one of those comps that favors like smaller people that can easily like crawl in between things like that.
But Monty won that, and Monty is nowhere near small.
Yeah. Again, I'm not saying he won't. I'm not even the one saying that. But like, I mean, objectively, it is easier for somebody who has less body mass to get through gaps and holes of rope. It just is. They have less rope they have to pull to make these gaps to pull through. I don't think anybody is inherently like worse. I think Jared is definitely in the worst position going into the double, especially because he can't play in the HOH comp. And there are a lot of people that want his head right now. But at the same time, we have seen historically many times we have thought people were doomed and they have been able to pull out either clutch wins or somebody has won and decided to flip the script that week.
Yep.
I mean, let's be honest, going into that double, we thought that it was going to be, I think, Brittany going home last year when that double happened. And then they decided to take the shot at Michael anyway, even though they had made that agreement not to. So it's really going to come down to who's going to win the HOH in the double, who's going to be there for the HOH in the double, because right now noms are happening because these are on pets right now. So,
and for we know, like they could decide, let's take out Sari because she's a bigger, like we don't.
I don't know about that. That's the only thing I'm thinking is that I'm pretty sure Sari is like fine for jury now. The only way I could see Sari going home in the double is if Jared gets picked for the veto and wins. And I could see them being like, okay, well, if Jared's off the table, we'll put up like Felicia and we'll backdoor Sari, or like just get out Sari right now. Kind of like what happened to Red. Like Cameron target, Cameron won the veto. Okay, let's just get out his right hand. I could see that happening. Outside of that, I don't see a way Sari goes home before the jury now. Especially not with Jared's HOH. There's no way she goes home this week. So chaos. But yeah, so likely nominations for Jared from what we have seen on feeds is AmeriCorey. Not surprising at all.
I think that's the best thing. It has to be America and Corey at this point. And then if one of them wins the veto, comes down, Cameron goes up. Now, Cameron is pushing for America to pick him if they get House Guest Choice. If she gets House Guest Choice, to pick him to play so he can pull her off. And then they were like, but then Corey has talked her out of it. And Corey said no, because then that means I'm going home for sure, because he's going to put up like Bowie Jane or somebody, somebody who I can go home against. So America was like, I won't pick Cameron. So Cameron is the backdoor option. Cameron is also right now the target for Jared. So America Corey goes up, one comes down, Cameron goes up. That is the plan. Now, is that going to happen? We shall see. We shall see what we shall see. And when we'll let you all know what we find out. We're going to let you all know on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern, because that is the next time we will be back on this podcast live to talk about Big Brother. We will give you all the scoops and the stuff about what happens in this nomination, what happens in the veto, and by that time, maybe the final noms. So we will be back to let you know all of that on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Is there anything else I'm forgetting that you guys want to talk about, that you all want to talk about?
Subscribe to the channel for sure.
I mean, I was going to do that, but I meant Big Brother wise. Anything else Big Brother wise you want to talk about?
I mean, I just want to say that I hope this week goes by quickly, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. I don't know how much more of this chaotic mess I can take.
No, same. And remember, if you want some cup merch, go to lanagcreations.etsy.com.
I mean, y'all doing all the things that I was actually already do, but go get your merch. Period. Subscribe to this channel. We hit 1,000 on our main channel. Yay! Woo! We thank you all for your support. But subscribe to this channel too. And if you're watching on this channel and you haven't subscribed to the Cup of Reality channel, go subscribe over there. But subscribe here, because we want to build up this channel just as much as we built up that other channel. So we need y'all to subscribe here as well. So
if you're not subscribed, what are you doing with your life?
What are you doing? Like, subscribe to the Cup TV. We love and appreciate all the support. Hit all the buttons that say you support us because we support you. Um, the notifications, the subscribe, all of that. If you hit the
Like
dislike,
the comment.
the like, please like, comment. If you hit the subscribe, if you hit the dislike button, hit it twice. Um, Follow us on Twitter if you just want to follow us, but follow us on the Cup Pod at Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok because we put out some really funny content because we're some funny people, period. So, yeah, do all of the things. And for, I think that's it, guys. You all both, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. And cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers
Cheers.
and
Cheers.
cheers.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. Bye now. See you later.
Bye.
From outside of, way, way outside of the Big Brother house, this is the Cup Pod, and we're out. Peace, love, and kindness, everyone.
Be kind.